Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be going through a narrative that was written for me by a student. So I'm going to be having a look at it and seeing what things that we could fix up. So first things first, it was from one of the NAPLAN narrative writing prompts, where it had a number of objects and a number of characters. So they had the option of choosing one from each, which is what they've decided to do. They've picked what was a young girl, and they've picked what looks like a magic lamp, like one from Aladdin. So we'll be going through that story. So first things first, just having a look at some spelling. She saw the oldest and dirtiest. They're trying to write the word lantern, confusing it with like magic lamp. So actually we'll change it to lamp because that's actually the word they meant. They just got a little bit confused. Here we've got the word genie. Centuries ends in Y, so a plural of that should be with IES. That's mainly, I believe, for nouns that end in an E sound, that end in the letter Y. So like baby, as an example, fairy, century. For a word like Monday that ends in a Y, we wouldn't need the IES. It has been centuries since I have come out of there, so I'll grant you 3 wishes. So it doesn't need to be capital, so I'll grant you 3 wishes and I'll give them to you, because 3 wishes is plural. The young girl said, I wish, this is probably my bad, this one. I wish to have a dollhouse. And I know I could have and, he said. It's a little bit frowned upon, so maybe I'll just respond. It's a bit frowned upon to start sentences with and. So I could just say the genie responded. And a lot of the times that you see stuff like this, there will be a bit of a separation. The young girl said, I wish to have a dollhouse. The genie said, make sure it's the correct your, the possessive. We'll need a capital letter at the start of direct text. Your wish is my command. And there she was on a desert island. On for such locations. Island doesn't need to be capitalized. It would be if it's the name of a specific island. Easter Island, as an example. Okay, the family were calling her for dinner and went to look for her. I'd say went looking, sounds a bit better. A continuous verb. And went looking for her. And went looking for her. They went to the attic, and the genie told them that he put the girl on the desert island and left clues for them to find her. Those clues are teleport to the desert. They teleport to the desert. They got supplies to last them 2 years. So obviously plural, so it needs to be as plural. And because it's mentioned that they got supplies to last them 2 years, plus it's talking about something else, you could have the word also. And they also got, I believe this is supposed to be compass. It directed them to go north, then south. Then when the sun was setting, they heard a weird creak. Directed them to go north, then south when the sun was setting. Then south. I'll put a pause here. When the sun was setting, they heard a weird a weird creepy noise. A weird and creepy noise, maybe. It was a cobra snake. This is an opportunity to have an exclamation mark. This is a big thing. It was a cobra. Luckily, the adverb describing the family. Luckily, a little pause, family were professionals with dealing with snakes. We could also have when it comes to dealing with snakes. That's another way to word it. They got some rest and started hunting for the young girl. I think started trying to find the young girl would be better, but we'll leave it hunting. Let the author put their own little flavour on it. Got some rest and started hunting for the girl. The compass said to go east, then west, they were so happy now. The Lying Genie. Oh, that reminds me. The author has described the genie as a liar. They just put the word liar wrong there. Did they have it wrong earlier on? Yes, they did. The Lying Genie. There it is. The Lying Genie said, they were so happy now. Put a pause there. And now we'll start this over here. The Lying Genie said, you found her well, now you have to find the teleporter. Can't forget to put full stop and in inverted commas the 66.99 at the end of the direct text. The compass said to go north, then west. They were so close to the teleporter. All they had to do is use the boat to get in the teleporter. They were surrounded by sharks, past tense. But they all threw fish in the water. I'll say they threw fish in the water and got away. Just giving a little bit more description to what's actually going on. They all threw fish in the water and got away. Got away in the teleporter, and found their way home. Is another way of saying that they got home. A little bit more artistically sounded. And just to add a little bit more description, instead of starting it with and, maybe the next day. The next day they threw, past tense because it's talking about the past. The next day they threw the lantern away. Now there's some things that I want to highlight about this narrative text. Not a bad little story. Not a bad little story. It is quite creative. Now the thing is, we need to have a setting. So we've got a house attic, but in the setting we should also have the opportunity of, and maybe I'll do this part in red, just so it stands out a little bit. So here's the opportunity for us to talk about a setting, both in terms of whereabouts this story took place, the type. So I mean like the type of place. So as in, is it a city, like what kind of country, what kind of planet, what kind of landscape? Are we underwater? Are we in space? Lots of options. We also, we need to talk about the time frame. Is it, are we well in the past, the future, or the present? So that's an opportunity there to really talk about the setting. Now, we start off by talking about the girl over here, but that's obviously one of our main characters, or sorry, the main character. So about the main character, I'd say it's important to talk about things like the main character's personality and their appearance. So I would say, describe your character's appearance and personality. So really just give a little bit of detail about what they looked like. She was short, she had long brown hair, she was bubbly, cheeky, and she had a lot of spirit. She was funny, she liked to joke, she liked to play with her dog. Like, you can just put in anything you like, really, but just a little bit about her character's appearance and personality. One thing that is really good about this story is very early on, the genie appears and we get to the conflict, which here it is, that she's just been sent to a desert island. So she wanted something as a present after finding this mysterious lying genie, which again, we could have mentioned a little bit more about the character's personality and appearance. It is good that we've got a little bit about their personality, mentioned that they're a liar. We could have said that they're untrustworthy and things like this. So there's other words that we can use. We can use the vocabulary that we've got. Obviously, using more adjectives can make things a little bit more interesting. A lot of this is written in a very simple way. It makes it simple to understand, but it can be made more interesting by spicing it up a little bit. So it's good that the student mentioned the conflict, and at the end it's a good little ending here. And given that the family found the girl and she was able to get home, the conflict has been resolved. Where we always have the opportunity to solve the conflict in either a positive way or a negative way. So aside from spelling errors and a bit of grammar and punctuation issues, the main thing that I would want for the next attempt by this student, and I guess for any student when they do a narrative, is make sure that you have the setting about whereabouts it happened and the time frame, a little bit about a character's personality and appearance, both your main character, so your main characters, and your main antagonist, I guess, can have it. So as in the bad person in this story, the bad guy is the lying genie. That's the person that really makes the conflict big. There's often quite a relationship between the conflict and the antagonist, which is the bad guy, if you will. Like in the movie The Lion King, Scar is the antagonist, the bad guy that kills the main character's dad, or helps to kill the main character's dad, and then kicks the main character out of the place where he was living with his family. So in this instance, the bad guy, the genie, is the one that makes the girl disappear and go somewhere else. Also mention give names to characters. What is the girl's name? Is her name Sophie? What's the genie's name? Is his name Michael? Give names to these characters. It gives them a little bit more life. So yeah, not that much to change. Just in the introduction area, just a little bit more about characters' appearance and personality, more detail to the setting, give your characters a name. The body of the story was okay, can do with more adjectives, but this has been a good start. If anybody's got any questions about this narrative or writing narratives in general, or about anything, just leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for your time.